Hey, what's up guys? A new monster of a monk deck miraculously made its way to rank 10 in the world. At first glance, a deck with Monk, Ram Rider, and Sparky looks like an absolute abomination. This deck is destroying the best players in the game because first off, it's surprising everyone it plays against. When the Monk tanks for a Ram Rider and Sparky, opponents can't go for a log, snowball, fireball, nothing to knock our cards back. And high damage spells that typically delete Sparkies and wizards like Fireball and Rocket can't be dropped either. This Ingenious deck incorporates multiple layers of safety for your win conditions with the Monk protection, the Evolve Zap to stun your opponent's stuff, and the Wizard Evolution Shield to knock back anything that attacks you. Your Sparkies and Ram Riders can always stay alive, and your opponents, well, they don't. Let's combine the powers of meditation and rambunctious blast to assert dominance. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on any of the daily videos. And massive monk love to everyone that's using credit code SirTag to make all the high fruit videos possible. So we got a game against the certifiable GOAT. You already know we are gonna go and run right near him with a Ram Rider to let him know that our animal is simply superior. Strategy for us right out of the jump is to cycle our bats, which is unbelievably not evolved in this deck. We are going to be running the Wizard Evolution and also the Zap Evolution. It makes sense to be running the Zap Evolution. If we could kill the Princess, I'll be a happy sir, but I guess that doesn't happen. Unbelievable. Ram Rider didn't kill that. Well, I guess the guards got in our way. Really smart from our opponent to identify that he could drop guards there and then defend against the Ram Rider. I didn't even know that. Anyway, he's going to go in for a really awful decision there. Hilarious that we're able to snipe that with a Barbarill and clean up everything. So the good thing about Dagger Duchess in this deck is it deletes anything 3 elixir or less, and you don't have to spend elixir on it. Unfortunately, the Princess at the River, that's an entirely different story, and that might be something that he does. Oh, do we predict it? Yeah, yo, I felt it. I just knew. There was a sensation that told me Princess was about to be played at the bridge called These People Only Do the Same Thing Ever. It's not really a sensation. It's not really a prediction. It is literally just simply grounded in reality. You know what these people do. Anyway, we're going to go in for a aggressive play here, going for our Sparky in the back and seeing if this guy is going to rocket it. If he rockets it now, I will decide to go in for a Monk and make a prediction later on in the later stages of the game. If not, I'm totally fine going in for a Monk with this Sparky, surprising our opponent in the last second, and then blasting his Princess with the Monk ability. So this should be phenomenal if we're able to knock the Princess away. Come on, Monk, give it. Yeah! That Princess got deleted. And we can go for a Barbarill here, too. We've got the bats tanking, and I actually think this is a phenomenal position. You guys see how clunky and weird our strategy is? It doesn't even matter how dumb it is. You dumbfound the opponent, and you blast them! Let's go! That couldn't have felt any more fitting. That was awesome. That was a miraculous Sparky shot. You love to see it. Well, maybe you hate us if you're him, but I certainly love it. I'm McLovin' it, guys, as a true American once said. Anyway, we're going to be dropping a Zap on top of this Princess. There's no doubt that that Princess is gone, sent to this Forbidden Shadow Realm. And then we're going to go for a Monk here, and then we can possibly just counter that with a Barbarian Barrel. It was off to the side. You're able to look at the shadow of the Goblin Barrel and see how it's distorted, and then you're able to decipher where it is. Also, another fun thing to do is go in for the Wizard in the middle, make a prediction on the Tesla or whatever he wants to drop, and you even have the Evolve Zap, so got a lot of stuff here. Pretty fun to do this. We're going to be dropping the Monk ability. I don't think that was actually a good Monk ability because I just remembered that it retargeted. Yeah, I should drop the Monk ability a little bit faster than that. Totally fine. All right, we can go for a Knight. We can also go in for a Sparky here. Generally, you want to go Sparky in the back because it does help you out when your opponent decides to spam India. It's just a better decision. So we can go for a Knight here. We have the Knight to tank for the Sparky, and he actually did have Rocket this entire time. Wasn't really prepared for that, not going to lie. Did not expect that this guy would release the Rocket randomly like that. He is such an aggressive individual. All right, we're going for the ability here because we want to be able to blast the Princess ideally, and then we can go for a Zap on it as well to finish it off. He did activate King Tower, so that was very well played on his end. Genuinely didn't expect that to work out so well for him. Man, can we just, you know, maybe finesse him and go in for a Knight here? This is going to be a weird game where he tries to Princess cycle me or something. All right, Goblin Barrel should get full counter by the Barbarill. We are not going to get caught here. I wonder if we can do something like this, where we go in for a Monk and a Ram Rider and pop the Monk ability and reflect a Rocket in his face. It would be so funny if that worked. No, wait, we knocked a log back at him. Yo, let's go. We're log cycling and spell cycling with our opponent's cards. It's beautiful. It is hilarious to have that happen. There's no way. If he loses to his own spell, he is never going to live that down. We're going to go for a Ram Rider again, and we're definitely going to try to go for a good Zapperino. But Tesla is so annoying, man. I hate how good that card is. Like, It just needs to go away. All right, let's go for a wizard and then... Actually, yeah, let's go wizard and then zap. Don't think he rockets this, but if he does, it could be super funny. Actually, screw it. Let's go for monk and pop the ability. Oh my gosh. Come on, reflect the goblin barrel. No, that would have been so epic. I was hoping that he would rocket on top of that wizard and lose the game. It would have been too funny, man. Anyway, we are going to go for a zap, and we should be able to zap cycle him eventually if the Ram Rider doesn't pound him down to oblivion, which it does. So, ramming through with the W, despite our opponent having a rocket deck in the face of Sparky. He was so scared that he refused to rocket until he absolutely needed to. The protection mechanism with Monk allows you to triumph against even the hardest possible counters with Rocket, Electro Spirit, and Evolved Tesla. Even with one-shot damage potential and a lot of resets, you couldn't stop this Sparky. All right, Ali, you've got the Dagger Duchess, which is definitely the best thing for us to be playing against because guess what? Oh, wait, this is interesting. Well, that worked out way better than I thought it would. I was going to say, really good for us to play into Dagger Duchess because if you go for a Monk, then you're able to make magic happen. Monk reflects back all of the Dagger Duchess damage back at your opponent's tower rapid fire. So the fact that the Dagger Duchess does a lot of damage is beneficial for you because you're able to make full duration of the Monk ability and get everything that you could ever want and more. So watch, we're going to pop the ability here and watch how much damage we get. Should be around 200-300, right? Yeah, 300 already. Very nice. Why are we only matching into log bait decks? What the freak? What are you doing, man? You guys are insane. Anyway, we're in a good spot. We can slow roll a Sparky if we want. We know he's going to go Goblin Barrel because he has it in cycle. He also showcased the zap. Like this guy, he's a malevolent man with a plan of resetting my Sparky and my Ram Rider with a zap. The cool thing about this deck is you have zap bait with the bats, the Ram Rider, and the Sparky. So there's 3 cards that he wants to zap, and he's not going to be able to hit all of them. Unless you're stupid and you cycle them all together.
Epic rap battles of history. Hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby.
He'll probably be able to hit 2 here. Maybe 2 if he's good enough, but I don't think so. Anyway, we could go for a zap if he goes Skeleton Army. I think we want to just protect our Sparky if that's going to be the case. He does zap, and he barely shuts it down. So the other cool thing is we don't have to worry about spawners. Fire Spirit's dead every single time into the Duchess. So if you go barrel, that's also okay for me. We're going to zap here on the fake one, and we're totally okay on the left as well. Dagger Duchess is the best way of countering Goblin Barrels in Clash Royale. Just really cost effective, so I do enjoy that. We are going to go and start to spam a Monk and an Evolved Wizard here. The other funny thing is you have multiple layers of protection, whether it's the Wizard Shield, the Monk ability. Oh, get rolled on, my guy. It's just dumb, like, especially when you slow roll a Monk with an Evolved Wizard. You have the Monk Reflection, and then they can't drop spells to pop the Wizard, so they have to drop units. And then if they drop a unit on top of the Wizard Shield, it gets knocked back. If their units get knocked back and they take damage and they're further away from the Wizard's going to pound it down. So you basically have so many layers of protection with this deck, especially when you have a slow rolling Sparky as well, which gives you that long range damage. It's hilarious. So yeah, we definitely win this game, and it wasn't even a contest. Heck, we might even 3-crowd.
A few dominance is asserted later.
He did deliberately drop all of his elixir on defense, but he had nothing left to take the tower. After those 2 dominating victories, it's safe to say this deck obliterates bait, which shouldn't come as a surprise when you've got a fast cycle with Evolved Wizard, Zap, and Bar Barrel. All right, my guys got a Goblin Barrel in the banner. Maybe this is the first time that we don't match into a Goblin Barrel deck. It would be miraculous. It'd be insane. It would be preposterous to play against something different. So he's going to actually be playing an Expo deck, so it is a bit of a different breed. We're going to be going in for our knight here, and we need to pulverize this annoying play. Please let me go Sparky on defense. All right, not necessarily the best bet for us, but it works. We should be able to shut down the Little Prince and astonish our opponent with a Bar Barrel and a Zap, possibly. It worked. Who would have thought, guys? The Bar Barrel Sparky defense. I've never done that in my entire life into an Expo deck. It worked out, though. I think if I go for a Monk, it's probably going to be better because it will reflect back the Little Prince and it will reflect back the Expo. So that's going to be our best possible play. So in light of that situation, and realizing what we need to do, I'm going to Ram Rider left, possibly pop out a Tesla from our opponent. Not only do we get a Tesla, we get him to overspend and defend with way more elixir than he should be dropping. Going in for an Electro Spirit, Skeletons, and a Tesla. We like that. That's cool. That's 6 elixir down the drain, man. I dropped 5. I mean, you do get faster to your evolutions, but overall, it means that you can't apply pressure with the Tesla at the bridge supporting your Expo, which is one of the most uncomfortable card combinations to play against the Clash. Speaking of uncomfy, it's getting a bit hot on our opponent's Princess Tower, and he is faced with a heavy amount of damage. Okay, so we might just eat the Sparky damage. It's not going to stay alive, is it? Or is it? Or is it? Or is it? Oh, did you guys see that play? I thought he would log or something. I thought he would disrupt the Sparky. He didn't do it. He didn't fireball at it either. He just let me waste my monk ability, and he let me lay waste to all of his stuff. I mean, it worked out halfway, and I only wasted 1 elixir. I'll take it, you know? That extra precautionary measure to guarantee that we stop the Little Prince within vicinity, so then the Little Prince and the Sparky would get hit in one fell swoop felt fantastic, because that Sparky Blast hit everything. Stopping that Little Prince was the primary way that we were going to get damage, and it worked out wonderfully. Or maybe it didn't. We didn't get the connection. I thought we would. I said wonderfully, and then he drops his freaking evolved Tesla, and he's like, Jake, what are you saying? How about that damage? Where that damage at now, Jake? All right, let's pop the monk ability. Just going to protect ourselves from the Guardian and also the Expo simultaneously. And then let's try to go and spam a little bit. Let's have some fun out here. Go Barbril, going for our Ram, and see if we can ride away with the W. If we can zap on top of that Electro Spirit and it doesn't get to chain onto our stuff, that's a dub. And then we can go and spam more stuff maybe. Like, let's go Knight. Let's go for Evolve Wizard. I don't know if we kill this Little Prince, but I think so. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, yeah, we kill Little Prince. Cool. Nice. That's a dub. Maybe we can go for Ram Rider. I don't know if that's smart, but I definitely do want to do it. First, I'm going to go in for Bats. Then I'm going to go Monk, and then I'm going to Ram Rider. That's our guaranteed method to success. If we can just get the Monk to tank, that should be a dub. Maybe not a dub guaranteed, but like a dub from the perspective of we will find something here. Yes, sir. So if we can just kill the Expo, then I'm in a good spot, which is not happening, guys. It did not want to die. All right, cool. That's really, really bad for me. It was looking good, and now if you look under the hood, it's kind of got some problems here, guys. Our engine isn't running at full blast anymore. You know what we got to do? We got to go in for the Sparky value. That's the play. That's the method behind the madness here. So he's going to fireball me, which seems like a bad decision. Honestly, I don't think you can fireball cycle me. Are you going to try to? Maybe, but it shouldn't work. So I'm going to Ram Rider here. We also have the possibility of going for a Wizard. I do want to pop the ability from the Monk so we can tank for the Tesla and also the Little Prince. Oh my gosh! He fireballed his tower! Sometimes you're just going for the safe Monk defenses and then they fireball or they log because, you know, you got to protect your stuff and you limit their defensive options and they freak out and then they just lose the game. It's ridiculous how Monk can erase your opponent's elixir, their defenses, and their tower all at the same time. Yo, we got a game against some Firecracker players. I'd be a bit disappointed if I wasn't playing into a weird deck with Night Witch and Firecracker. I saw that in the banner. I'm like, yo, this has to be it. Actually, guy just goes in for a gold in the back first play, so I guess we'll find out. Strategy for me is to go in for the Sparky here and see if we can astonish our Sir. Night Witch. Okay, you are so close. The Night Witch Firecracker combo. You are 50% there and 1 card away. I think 50% just sounds way worse. Where 1 card away is like, wait, you're so close. I don't know. It's funny how you can manipulate statistics or manipulate things to seem closer than they actually are. All right, what do we do here? We go Bats. And then maybe Knight. I don't think the Bats all... Oh, I thought they would stay alive because if they're behind the Golemite, usually minions don't take any damage. Oh! Guys, a fitting celebration for our Sir. Literally running a Firecracker Golem deck. This guy. He is one of a kind. Or maybe he's one of many if he's a true mid-ladder monster. I genuinely don't play against people that do this. I don't remember the last time I've matched into someone that thought that it was a good idea to put a Firecracker in a deck with Golem. Because if you're running Golem, you generally want to be able to build up a big push. And Firecracker works chipping your opponent down. So it's just kind of our opposing cards, you know? Anyway, We're going to go for a Ram Rider to be the opposition to our opponent here. And what is he doing? I think he knows what he's doing. He's just sacking his tower like a madman. That's the strategy. But you're going to slow down your golem. You're going to get your mini P.E.K.K.A knocked back. And Bat's up in here too. Does he lose the mini P.E.K.K.A? Oh my goodness, that would have been so awesome. He also wasted a zap. There's no way that we don't choose the mini P.E.K.K.A and also the golem at the same time. That is going to devour everything. And look at the Firecracker. What is that thing doing? Besides giving us a celebration. 4th of July. Let's go. Oh my goodness. We're celebrating all of the possibilities of us winning out here, guys. It's fireworks while he is crying. He's popping off in the downward direction. And he is about to get his rocks rocked again. I don't know what he's doing with that golem, but that's optimistic.
A few golems placed later.
Oh, by the way, when you've got Evolve Zap, you can do cool things like this. Goodbye, Firecracker. Sayonara, Night Witch Bats. It was nice knowing you. He went in for everything he had to support the supporting cards, but they just died on the back end of my spells. So I don't even know what you're supposed to do there, man. It's Bar Barrel Evolve Zap cleaning up any cards you throw at me easily, while your Miner and Golem, sure, they can tank for the front lines, but for what cards? All right, let's get the last game here, guys. So we're playing against someone with a graveyard in the banner, and we are hoping for a really grave game for our guy. If I can go in for either a Wizard or a Sparky in the back, it is a fantastic position for us to be in if they cycle anything in the back. Even if it's a Bomber, I don't care. If we can go for Sparky, that's going to be 2 Elixir wasted from our opponent. Anything cycled on the other side, I mean, you're going to go into a Dagger Duchess, so you can't really do that. Really? You're going to Graveyard and Poison without even knowing what you're playing against? You wild child. This is what we see on ladders sometimes. People just bombarding you with the weirdest possible cards. Sure, it's able to damage our Sparky and also our Wizard, but at the same time, you have to worry about the ramifications, my guy. Literally, the ramifications. Oh my goodness. All right, we're going to zap here as well to clean up the skeleton so we can obliterate him and get that Sparky to hopefully hit the Ice Wizard.
No! You have no chill, my guy.
That's awful. That's so traumatic. All right. At least we don't really have to respond to the Ice Wizard. It's only one little sprinkle of a hit. So we didn't get that much of ramifications on our opponent. It is what it is. We got some Wizard damage. I'll take it. I'll slow roll a Monk in the back, and then I think we can get Monkey with this man and go in for the Monk ability and also drop the Wizard. Also, if you want to do that, I think maybe it's better for us to go Wizard like that and then use the shield to possibly get value that way. And then we can go Bats up in here. I don't think he's going to go for a Barbell into the Monk right now. He's going to go Knight, which isn't good because it's just going to die. The Monk plus the Bats is good enough for me. And then we can go for a Ram Rider afterward. He might pop the ability of going for a NATO. So I don't want that to happen. I want to go for a Knight. So then he'll go Tombstone. And then we can go for the Ram Rider after. So I think we are in a good spot. Yes, he goes Tombstone. We go Barbarrel. And then he's not really able to Tornado because he spent all of his Elixir. So we don't even need a Zap. It should give us enough damage to be good. Also, we can go for a Wizard in preparation for him to go in for a Graveyard. We can go for a Monk here if we want to. Gonna sack the Wizard for right now and see what else he goes for. Probably want to go Knight directly on the Ice Wizard so we don't get slowed down too much. And with the Dagger Duchess helping out on the right side, targeting that one individual Skelly, it's always a vibe. Also, I think if we go for a Zap, that could be a good decision since we do want to kill the Ice Wizard. And then we can Barbaro on the Skeletons. And then we can use the Monk ability again. So this is the value that we're hoping for. Hitting the Baby Dragon, the Ice Wizard, and the Tower simultaneously. So hard for our opponent to deal with because he's spending a bunch of Elixir to kill the Wizard, but at the same time, the Wizard's not dying. It's staying alive for a century. It is the forbidden one to die, my guy. I'm going to Barbarrel here with the Ram Rider, and then I think I could go for an Evo Zap, but I don't necessarily need to. Might be better for us to continuously spam more Monks and Wizards, because he has to Barbarrel to kill the Wizard, right? Oh, he's going to pull the Wizard in! He pulled the Wizard in! Oh my goodness, I think this is how we win, bro. This is how we win. Evo Zap in the house, too. Huge value for me. Knocking the Knight back, too. Awesome value. Okay, we're going to go Bats up in here, and then we're going to go in for a Knight. Just because the way I see it is the Bats will get poisoned. So if we kill the Bomber with that, there's no way he's able to get any value. Also, if we can get a Barbarrel down again, I think I can miraculously get another Monk in our opponent's... Oh, we didn't even get that. Ram Rider. You just want to win the game for us. You don't want me to monk chip our opponent down with an Evo Zap. I respect it. Ram Rider is like that random rude person that always cuts in line. But I can't complain if it's going to allow us to dine on the tower and take the win.
Take a trip to Brazil.
Monk punch the like button, subscribe for more daily content, and have an amazing rest of your day.